Hello everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video we're back for the second part of this 10x event weekend. As you guys probably know, we had like Krisk and stuff boosted, Lady Kimmy was boosted for the first 2 days of the weekend, but now at the end of it we have 2 days of all of these lovely champions being boosted. I'm going to be pulling shards today for 3 separate viewers. And yeah, we're first of all, we're diving into Troj 95 or Troj 95. Is it a GIF? Is it a GIF? Who knows? Who knows? But we're diving into his account. We've got 56 shards to pull. We're going to have to feed one midway through or at the end, I suppose, to pull the very, very, very last shard. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's start with the 6. Boom. Let's pull the 6. We'll feed a rare. If we get any rares, we might pull all legendaries. No, not happening. That's okay. But yeah, we're diving in. We've got 56 ancients here on the account. We'll see how lucky we get. Let me just double check. Okay, he's actually super open in terms of the champions he's looking to get. He's really hoping even for just that Stag Knight. Stag Knight is one of these boosted 10 times epics. You're obviously much more likely to get the 10 times epic than you are the legendaries. So he said even Stag Knight would actually be a game changer for him. Obviously, he'd love the Duchess Lysandra, but he said as well, really any legendary will pretty much help him through Faction War, through anything like that. So we're just pulling rares right now, but when we get into the good stuff, hopefully we can get him something good. And it sounds like nearly anything that can be good, but let's try get him at least a top tier legendary if we can. At least some top tier epics along the way. We're getting the rares out of the way. That's okay. And I tell you what, let's just go in and let's feed one of these real fast. Achak the Wenderin, it's your lucky day. You're eating a Templar. Nom nom nom. Goodbye, Templar. Thank you for your sacrifice. We've got 50 free slots. Let's go. We've got 5 sets of 10. Let's pull. Let's do this. Why am I wearing sunglasses? I'm sure you're asking as well. I'm just that cool. Just that cool. What can I say? Luria. Luria is in. Actually, not a bad epic. She has an AoE attack that has a decent chance to freeze, and it does block revive. So this is it's an intriguing one. It's kind of underrated. She can be a bit of a monster in arena with this, with a block revive. And yeah, it's useful enough for Ice Golem as well. She's certainly not a top tier epic by any means, but she's also not terrible. She's not terrible. She can be okay. Depends what else you've got. You wouldn't be rushing out to build her, but she can do some cool things. Thanasil up next. Another epic there. Okay. Thanasil, a little bit underwhelming. Actually, I will just point out in terms of the rares here, I do think Fleshmonger is actually quite good, as is Judge for some of the secret rooms for Doom Tower Hard. Now, I think, for example, here on Troj's account, we're probably too early in the game to really worry about that, and you're going to be pulling duplicates of these champions all the time in like 10 times events and any summon event you do, so you will get them again. But these are 2 rares that are actually quite good because they've got AoE attacks. Fleshmonger's like AoE decreased defense and stuff, quite good for some of those secret rooms. Thanasil, though, the epic here, he can't quite hold his staff. You know, he's struggling on that front. He's got the old, like, you know, arm around shoulder phobia. I'm not actually sure if my hand is in camera or if it's been cut out right there. You know, the old arm around shoulder trick. He's only okay. I think he's not great. He was good when he first came out, but he's really been power crept. Force affinity support, so that's kind of nice. Long cooldown here, though, which is an AoE, decreased duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn. 5 turn cooldown. I mean, bearing in mind you got champions like Rian the Conjurer now, who can just strip all buffs on a 3 turn cooldown. Yeah. Increase defense on all allies for 2 turns and heal them all by 25% of his max HP. So it's a good heals, increase defense, 3 turn cooldown. Good move. And then he's got an A1 with a low enough chance to sleep. So, yeah, honestly, Thanasil, I don't know. I don't think he's really going to be worth it. Like Apothecary and Arbiter, and you've got High Elf Stun. Come on, game. Yo, okay, cool. First properly good epic champion here. Now, this is a champion worth building. This is going to help your faction war so much. If you don't already have Dur, this is great. Cannibal Litany, reflect damage on all allies for 2 turns. The reflect damage not that good. However, this is 15% continuous heal on all allies for 1 turn, and then heal all allies by 15% of their max HP on a 3 turn cooldown. So it's a solid enough heal. It's a solid enough team heal. Not too bad. His A1, 40% chance to stun. Decent A1. Then he brings in the revive, 2 random allies with half HP, half turn meter. This is a great revive. And then he's got 30% defense and faction crypts as well. actually a really solid champion. Really solid champion is just your general support, your general healer, reviver for any sort of progression content. Amazing for faction wars. In Demon Spawn, they're very limited on healers and on revivers. If you don't have that Duchess, right? If you don't have Duchess, this dude's your revive for faction wars. Makes it a massive difference. And then he can even carry on into the game. And look, reflect damage, continuous heal. These are two unusual buffs, and obviously continuous heals stack, so you can run him alongside Seer. I've actually seen him used in like Doom Tower Hard, speed clear teams alongside Seer, because he does provide you with those unique buffs that she can then use to empower her buff strip and all the rest. And then he also brings you in the revive and stuff. So Dur the Hungerer, not too bad. I believe this is our last 10, I think, for Traj's account. Come on, give us another epic. Can we get that Stag Knight at least? Come on, Plarium, come on. Scabrius. Shaman. Oh no, we've got another 10. Oh my goodness, I'm as bad at maths as I am at pulling shards apparently. Now, but Scabrius actually really solid. Really solid. I think this guy's a very underrated champion because, let's face it, he's really ugly. You know, people look at the Skinwalker faction, they're looking for a poisoner, they go, oh, here's Fane. Fane looks cool, and here's Scabrius. Oh, he's all mutated and horrible. Oh, don't like him. But he's actually really good. He can put poisons on his A1. His A2 is an AoE with Leech. Very useful, again, for faction wars. Then his A1 places Weaken and gives him increased attack if the Weaken is placed. Then his passive, he does 20% more damage against enemies under poison. I think this guy, he doesn't necessarily seem like he's that strong, but apparently he can really perform against the Demon Lord clan boss. He can actually be very solid against it, while also bringing you the Weaken debuff is good, poisons, and then that AoE Leech makes him useful elsewhere in the game as well. Like, so he could potentially be a great champ for clan boss and then also help you in faction wars. Shaman is just dreadful. Awful champion. Awful. Tiny chance to remove a random buff. Get out of here. Tiny, the mini increased crit rate on all allies? Nope. And then she's got a heal, a revive, 50% HP. No turn meter. They get a little bit of a shield. Long cooldown. It's a really bad revive. Defense and faction crypts. Like, you would never take her beyond level 50. You know, you get her as your, 1 week champion or something. She looks cool. One of the most used champions in the game, I think, because she's guaranteed reviver you get early on, but she's really rubbish. You use her up to level 50 maybe. She might be okay for faction wars, but you'd hope to replace her. Oh, no. Oh, Plarium, what is this? We're ending on a bunch of rares. That is unfortunate. Some nice rares in here as well, in case you guys don't know them. But Gnarlhorn, really good for progress. Really good for Doom Tower secret rooms and stuff like that. AoE Provoke with increased defense on himself. Master Butcher does some really fun things. I don't actually have any videos on Master Butcher. I must get to them sometime. But where he will revive a random ally with full HP when he dies. He heals allies equal to the amount of damage taken. He does a bunch of really cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out. Sentinel, actually really good as well. He has a 60 bucks to an 85% chance to provoke if he crits on his A1. Magma Dragon, bye-bye. Bye-bye. There you go. Actually, pretty much one of the best provokers for Magma Dragon in the game. And he's just a rare champion. Really gets overlooked. So he's well worth considering. Elhain is obviously a really good starter champ as well. Great for the secret rooms. The best starter champ for the secret rooms, in fact. She's 2 AoEs, put her in a stun set. Great. Yeah, there you go. So they were Traj's pulls. They were only okay, guys. They were only okay. Could have been a lot better. Oh, this is a new pack. I haven't seen this yet. Yo, Necret riding a frickin' dragon. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That does not seem to me like a very Necret thing to do. Necret just seems like the really solid, I'm not moving anywhere kind of guy. He's on a flippin' dragon. Go Necret. I don't know. It seems expensive, but I don't know. It's probably all right. But anyway, guys, look, there you go. That was Traj's account. Not the best look. We did get that Dur the Hunger. Here was a great tip you guys gave me, which is to come in here and check this stuff. We can see if he's got dupes. No dupe Dur the Hungerer. Awesome. Okay, at least we can be satisfied about that. Didn't get that Stag Knight, but Dur the Hungerer, your Demon Spawn Faction Wars. Did I see that you had an allure, or was I imagining that? If you got allure, we've got an allure. Your Demon Spawn Faction Wars just got real easy. Really easy. Like, you're going to start blasting through it. So at least there's that. All right, let's jump on to account number 2. All right, and here we are on account number 2, and it's actually a familiar face. This is Nemesis. You guys might recognize Nemesis. He was the account we were showcasing the 2 Skull Lord Vargals on. So if you guys haven't seen what Skull Lord Vargal can do in Hydra, make sure to check out that showcase. It was really cool, and we were able to show not 1 but 2 types of Skull Lord Vargal build and teams thanks to Nemesis. Well, on his account today, we're actually going in, we're pretty stacked here. We've got 63 Ancients. However, we've got tons of space available, and we've got tons of gems in the bank. So we've got a simple task here. Very simple, very straightforward. Pull until gold. Done. Pull until we hit gold. So we are going to dive into it. We're just gonna, we're not even pulling the individuals here, guys. We don't even care. Bam. We're straight in with the 10 pulls, and we're just gonna buy more if we need to. That's how we're doing it. Here we go. Let's go. Obviously, we'd like to hit gold pretty... Pull until we hit gold. Okay, there we go. Forget all the gems, guys. Forget the gems. Forget the 63 shards. Bam. We're done. We're done. I'll message him and see if he wants to pull more, but gotta be pretty happy with that one. We'll check if Tomb Lord is a dupe. Let's talk about this Joker first. He's got a bucket on his head. All right, let's talk about this Joker next. Tomb Lord, he's got a fancier bucket on his head. It's a little bit fancier. Actually, a fantastic champion. Believe it or not, he was my first legendary. Him and Cythalia, I got those 2 as my first ones, and they were my only legendaries for a long time. Now, when I got Tomb Lord, people often say to me, you got Tomb Lord your first legendary? You were so lucky, Nubkeks, so lucky. Well, at the time, he was not actually considered that good. He got buffed significantly, and he's really good now. He's got decreased speed, guaranteed if he crits on his A1. It's also a triple hitter, so he works really well with Giant Slayer. Does quite a bit of damage thanks to Giant Slayer, and that guaranteed decreased speed, very useful for Hydra, for Fire Knight. The triple hitter as well for Fire Knight, excuse me, really good. His A2 was one of the things got buffed a lot. When it's ascended here, single target attack, and it's going to put 2 poisons on all enemies for 2 turns. But if he crits, so we're obviously going to be building him with crit, right? 100% crit rate. He'll put out 4 poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Yeah, 4 poisons for 2 turns. This opens up a number of things. Number 1, I run him. You can see him in action in most of my dungeon teams. Poison Explosion. He puts out so many poisons that he enables a lot of those Poison Explosion teams. On top of that, obviously, especially good for Fire Knight. It also opens up the capability for him to solo, certainly Dragon, maybe Ice Golem. I'm not sure about Ice Golem, but he's absolutely fantastic for soloing Dragon. You can throw this guy in against Dragon with some food. He'll clear through it very quickly. Then he's got a really cool A3 as well. Decrease the turn meter for all enemies at less than 50% HP by 100%. This is excellent for Faction Wars, really helpful, because it's one of those reset-y type bosses on stage 21. And it's also just generally good, again, against Fire Knight in particular. This will place decrease attack and decrease defense as well. And it gives him an extra turn too. People don't know about this, actually, if he depletes an enemy's turn meter. So it just helps him start rotate through stuff faster on some waves, or again, against the end of the Fire Knight, he's going to start ramping up and really smashing stuff. So yeah, he's a monster of a champ. He's got a great aura as well. 70 accuracy in Doom Tower battles. Very helpful. Really helpful. So yeah, I use him in Poison Explosion all the time in dungeons. Use him in Poison Explosion in against, for example, the Frost Spider, hardest boss at the moment. Really good against that. He's got a long cooldown, right? It's a 4-turn cooldown on Blight. With the extra turn, it becomes a 3-turn cooldown. Then it's very good. But the default 4-turn cooldown, this is also buffed. It's a little bit on the long side, but still very useful. I mean, even when I first got him, I used him in Arena for forever, because it was just a place. This isn't an attack, so no matter what affinity the enemy has, it's a decreased defense, decreased attack. So he's kind of like a budget Madame Ceres in that sense for Arena. It was actually very helpful too, because all the starter champions were blue affinity, so they'd all kill him before they killed my starter champion, my Galek, and Galek would then kill them all. This was a long time ago. But yeah, Tomb Lord, amazing champ. Let's see if he's a duplicate. Let's see if I'm sure we've got actually quite a few dupes on the account here. We're pretty far in. We've got him already. We have him already. It's a 3rd Tomb Lord. Now, that being said, I would probably hold on to him in case I got another one here, because I think that bonus accuracy resistance is actually very good for Knight Revenant. Again, Tomb Lord himself, and the accuracy, if you have a Hegemon, would be great. Obviously, Gaius the Gleeful in this faction. The new, I guess the new fusion dude doesn't need accuracy. It is a dupe. Definitely worth holding on to 2. And then ultimately, when you get more, when you start to fill this up, this is definitely a champion that you can empower. Again, for that soloing type strategy, he can be worth empowering just to make that even faster, even more secure. So, interesting. Again, slight pity, it's a dupe, but there we go. I'm going to just check in with him if he wants me to pull more shards. I'm guessing no, in which case I'll see you on account number 3, where hopefully we can bring that, bam, instant legendary luck over to the 3rd account. Be right back. All right, guys, we're on to the 3rd account. We're on Zoro's account here. Nemesis was like, we're doing the sensible stop, man. We got the gold. Let's call it there. Let's call it there. It's all good. Yeah. All right, we're diving in. We've got 4 sacreds here on Zoro's account. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to pull 2 for sure. We're definitely pulling 2. And if we don't get a legendary in those 2, you know, it's a low chance, what, 6% per shard. We'll end up pulling all 4. We're going to go until we get that legendary, hopefully. But we'll definitely pull at least 2. He's hoping for that Luck of the Irish. And there are a few different champions that he's pretty happy to get as well. So, yeah, Geomancer is the big epic that he wants. Geomancer opening up so much in this game. Probably the best epic champion in the game, let's be real. But then he obviously, of course, you know, he'd be pretty happy, he says, with the Duchess as well, if there's no Geomancer. So let's do it. You know what? Let's do this, guys. We don't want to be blinded here by the gold. So let's pull. Here we go. Straight in. Blinded by gold. Okay, not the right color gold. Armina. Yeah, not gold. Not gold. Yeah, she's okay. She's a decent champ. Decent champ. She's kind of like War Maiden, but slightly better. Although she does take epic books, right? Chance to stun. Actually, decent chance to stun in her A1. Decreased defense with a bit of turn meter steal on her A2, potentially. And then A3, turn meter depletion with a chance to stun if she depletes their turn meter. The best thing about her kit is actually this, her passive, I think, where she gets turn meter every time an enemy receives a stun. So she's obviously in the same faction as Syl of the Drakes, AoE stuns. Put them together in Doom Tower Hard, alongside like an Archmage Helmet. Archmage Helmet also throwing out AoE stuns, and you start to get like a really good trio of champions, although they are all blue affinity, so there is that weakness. But they can be pretty good together. Bam. That's her main sort of purpose, I think. So yeah, she's one that you build up if you decide you need her. Oh, we got another purple. Got another purple. Royal Guard. Oh, I mean, the glasses are coming off so I can actually see the screen, but damn. Now, this is a good epic, and this is absolutely an epic that you would use dupes of. Let me just double check. Do we have Royal Guard already? We're on a pretty young account here, so we may not. Okay, we do. We do. It's a second Royal Guard. That's all good. That is all good. This is a champion that you will happily build multiple copies of. I myself have 2 Royal Guards, and I'm considering building up a 3rd. He's just excellent. AoE, enemy max HP, nuke. This rips through those higher difficulties of Hydra. This also rips through level 20 dungeons, so speed farming dungeons at level 20 for tournaments and events and that sort of thing. This guy is the man. He is an absolute monster. Also, obviously, really strong as well for, you know, I use him all the time. He is my Minotaur farmer. Him and Ethos together rip through it really quick. And then, obviously, for potion keeps, which don't go above level 20. So he's super good for those too, potentially. Decreased defense on his A1, and then decreased speed on these 4 random hits on his A3. Now, the initial target will always be hit, which is useful. Actually makes them very good. These are really nice supplemental things to bring, especially the decreased speed for Hydra, right? You can land that decreased speed on the Head of Mischief every time, which is great. And this attack in dungeons, 35%. Very solid. Very solid. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, let me just confirm here with Zoro that we're going to pull these last 2. Just want to make super short. Yeah, we'll see where we go. All right, yes, we are confirmed. Let's go. 2 more to go. Lock it in. Here we go. Come on, Plarium. Blind us with the lights. Not blinded. If with the sunglasses on, you could think he's a man-eater. Grim skin. A grim champion, that's for sure. Decreased speed, low chance A1. It's alright, but not great. 1 enemy twice. Low chance to provoke. And then a low chance to provoke everyone if the first provoke is placed. 2 layers of RNG. Frustrating muck. Frustrating, I say, is a good one for that. AoE attack with a chance to remove a random buff from each target. Yeah. Grim skin. Get out of here. The glasses have not served us well, but maybe they will now. Ah, come on. Larry, what is this? Come on, we did the whole sunglasses gag. And nothing? Ah. Well, we got Talia. Again, not great. She looks badass. I think she looks super cool. She looks like really heroic. She can be the main character of like of a fantasy game, you know, a JRPG. She'd be an absolute beast main character or party member. Not great champ though in this game, unfortunately. Triple hitter A1 is fine. AoE attack that gives her increased attack and crit rate. You know, she can throw out bombs. Phoenix is on the same team. Counterattack on herself and then weaken on all enemies for 2 turns. Maybe she could be all right for Hydra. Let me think about it. Like, you could run her and Phoenix together as a kind of budget team. She gives herself a couple of buffs on a 3-turn cooldown with an AoE attack. Gives herself counterattack as well on a lower thing with AoE weaken. She actually wouldn't be terrible. Her and Phoenix together for Hydra, actually not a terrible duo. Phoenix gives you AoE block buffs and he does lots of damage. I mean, it's not bad. Not amazing. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. It's a decent budget option, something that could be worth considering. Certainly something that's fun, though maybe it's not going to help you progressing like into those higher levels. But there we go. A little bit unlucky. I think Zoro was saying he's actually he's getting into that mercy system. He's gone a good few pulls now without that sacred legendary popping out. Certainly my advice, if anyone is ever in that position, guys, track it. You actually get only a small bonus, really, for the Sacred Mercy in particular. It's quite low. But whenever you're into your Mercy counters, right, start tracking them. In fact, you should always be tracking them at all times. Know exactly what your chances are. Because you do get events like these, 10 times events cropping up, and you can sort of pick and choose when you're going to pull these things and really tailor your response and what you're going to do to that. And you can only do it if you're informed, right? You can only do it if you're informed. So, for example, for Zoro now, knows that he's got quite a bit of a mercy timer built up. This is where you're kind of going, okay, let's look for that next 10 times event. Let's look for something really good. Or heck, you know, we might end up just having to pull it for some other sort of thing at some point. But, you know, it's worth keeping track of that stuff always. I definitely think it's the right call, though, in this situation. Early in the game, you know, you're going, I'm already into my mercy timer, and there's a Duchess up for grabs. It's totally fair to pull for that. Guys, listen, though, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's shard pulls with the viewers. Let me know how your shard pulls went. I hope that you guys had good luck as well. And, yeah, I'm going to be back with more videos tomorrow. I'm recording stuff for this week already on the test server. It's going to be pretty hype. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.